What's happening, good people? What a wonderful day it is. Let's just start off at the top. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or Telegram, or you could email me at solarquestions@askive.com. If you want to go that super antiquated route, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Sometimes emailing is appropriate. What's going on, Josh? What's going on, sir? Joe Tyson, always good to see you. The lives are typically 6:15 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday when I publish a video on Tuesdays, which is my goal. Let me just get that out of the way. So I try to do a live after I upload a video. I wonder if I should space them out or not because people very rarely have questions related to the video. But that's where we at right now. What's going on, the Blood Gaze? Been a minute. I'm so set tight. Good to see you, Kimber Jack. What's happening? Good to see you guys. Fast times at Ridgemont High. I got a couple of things. I didn't really have an overall focus. Like nothing super interesting is happening right now. I'm waiting for the AC200P to at least ship. They actually, in the app, in the website, AliExpress was like, yeah, you have like 9 days until it's supposed to ship. I thought that was weird, but I don't know if it's 9 days until it ships or if it's they have 9 days to ship it, because they gave me the option to cancel order, extend time, and something else. So I didn't want to mess with extending time. I try not to extend grace to people before they need it, because people will take advantage of that. That's a whole nother thing. But I mean, why extend the time and then they looking at this order? Oh yeah, oh boy, it's like we got 15 days. Let's stall him out. Maybe we'll get some more. And like, nah, I want mine ASAP first. Oh man, what's up, Nathan? Cow dog connoisseur. What's happening? He made it for a live with Ive. Boom. That's a good ring to it. 9 days until you can complain. They actually said like fam, 9 days and then we'll refund your money. They didn't say like 9 days and then they was like, you got it 9 days and then we'll automatically refund your money. It's a situation like that Ecoflow when I got the Ecoflow for $280. Like, I don't want my money back. Send me the device. So if it gets down to the wire, I'm gonna extend it a couple of days. I have no issues with that. So what I was thinking about, right? I was thinking about prepping on the creek, and he had a video where he had that DC optimizer. The DC optimizer is the dip that takes solar and changes it to 8mm, right? And it's supposed to give you an extra 500 watts of solar on paper. But here's an interesting reason why I thought about getting that DC optimizer anyway. I have an EB120. I have a 320 watt panel, or whatever I configure. I mean, I could configure more than 500 watts, but let's just say in any panel setup scenario where I have less than 500 watts, less than 65 volts or 60 volts, I could get that DC optimizer and use it to charge both devices. Whereas as it stands right now, the AC200P has that stupid aviator plug. I call it stupid, but it's not stupid. Let me make sure my focus is good. I don't know if it is. Let's see. All right, I'll take that. Hey, 2%. Automatic refund in 8 days is what it says for me right now if they don't ship it. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Hey, MJ, good to see you. Came to win. What's happening, bro? Good to see you, man. So if I got that DC optimizer, I was talking with Prepping on the Creek on Instagram earlier because I wanted to know if that DC optimizer had a loud fan noise, and he said it's not terribly loud. It's about as loud as the EB70. And I don't know if he meant the EB70's charger or the EB70's fan. Because I could deal with the EB70. I could deal with both of them. I never use the wall charger unless a storm is coming and I'm really intentional with trying to charge up all my stuff. But I like the idea. I don't like the idea of spending money to do it, but I like the idea that I could have a panel set up that would be interchangeable. But I don't like the idea of the fan noise coming from it. So that kind of ruins it for me. But I have something to think about. You know what I mean? Would I spend the money to have universal operability between the AC 200p and the EB 120? I also was talking to Cycling Tours Antigua. He hit me up on Telegram, and I just noticed that the EB 150 has like a color screen. Mine got this old monochrome Jackery screen. I felt a little played. So that was interesting. He was showing me some stuff with his setup. I was like, I want the cool color screen. Oh, and quick note, the EB150 is $799 now. It used to be like $899. And sometimes $999. I think $899 is the price that's stuck in my head because once something goes on sale, my brain is like, nope, don't go no higher than that. So it's $799 now. Now, we know that you could go to AliExpress and get that dip for half, but some people kind of are not necessarily with the AliExpress hustle, and I don't blame them. I was skeptical of it. I am still skeptical of it. I don't know why. I guess maybe it depends on the sellers, right? Maybe you have, because Max Oak has a store on AliExpress. That's who we bought the AC200p from. Sometimes I call it the ACP for shorthand, just not to confuse anybody, especially with Blue Edit and the model names. But the EB150 is $800, which I think is interesting. And somebody, I think it was either Hobotech or somebody said that they aren't making those anymore, so that maybe they're getting rid of the stock. So maybe at some point the EB150 will go cheaper. Can you imagine the EB150 for like $599? That thing would like fly off the shelves. 1,500 watts for $600. That's not a bad look. Not a bad look at all. Oh, okay. Prepping on the Creek is around. He said the charger of the EB70. Somebody gave me a critique. I forget who it was. I can't remember the name. But they were like, when you leave the comments up on the screen, it's distracting while watching a playback. Now, I don't know. They said leave the comments up on the screen. And I don't know if it's like if I leave it up while I'm answering it, but I know sometimes I forget to take the comments off the screen. So that's my bad. I told him, I was like, I appreciate the critique. I'll work on it. And if I don't get it right, please feel free to let me know. Like, you need to get it tight, bro. You're still slacking and you're pimping. Well, I thought that was cool that they, they went about it in a good way, cleaned it up a little bit, made it nice. There was like, enjoy your video, but this particular thing I don't like about it. And I was like, you know what? Salute to you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to try to do better about leaving comments up on the screen. All right. It's so expensive. Oh, this feels weird. Why does this feel weird like that? It's so expensive for what it is. At best, it has an MPPT in it. I bet you can get, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Advanced prep with tech. Now, what's happening, by the way? I'm thinking about Stack's other channel, which is the aquaponics something in prepping. What's up, Bean? Bean is around here. Hey, I discharged my Ecoflow River in about 30 minutes charging my forklift. That's hilarious. Couldn't get it to charge after that. Even 30 minutes later, I think it was giving me a high temp alert. That is interesting. So Ria was around here before. I'm going to drop the comment down. Ria was around here, and I was talking about Minuteman Prep's video where he had Ecoflow River. Basically, when he pushed it really hard and then he tried to charge it again, it started catching like on fire or something like that. Not literally like flames, but it started smoking. He smelled like a burnt. It was a while ago. And she says that she believes that stuff could have been fixed in an upgrade. So I don't know, but that's interesting. But I imagine if you push something really hard, you typically can't dump power right into a power station. That's typically what I see sometimes, especially with a lot of his reviews, where he'll drain them and then see if they actually will start charging back up, or do they need a cool down period. Oh, okay, yeah. Got my refund from Big Blue today in full. Well, I wish I could put some confetti on the screen because that's dope. I'm happy to hear that. Um, I'm happy to hear that. Oh man, that's cool. I can't convey my excitement enough. And so, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna ask you to ship it back? I still need to see if they want me to ship my first one back. I'm gonna kind of see what's going on with the comments, and then I'll give you guys an update on the Big Blue. Did you get your new Ecoflow extra battery yet? No, they shipped it. I have a shipping thing around here somewhere, but I haven't tracked it yet because a lot of times when they send you the tracking information, all they did was prepare the label. So I'll be feeling played. Like you didn't even give the device to the people yet. It's still like just the labels just created. Hey, Regional Sky Girl, what's happening? Always good to see you. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. The Blue Eddy charge expansion thing or whatever. It's expensive. How much is it? Like 500 or something? That would be crazy. Let me check. That's wild. What is it called? The Blue Eddy charge enhancer. Let's see here. The D050S. That's not bad. It's like 160. I mean, I guess for uh, you know, like you were saying, an MPPT charge controller, that is, I guess that would be kind of costly. I don't know. I don't deal in the realm of charge controllers, but I think about the fact that whatever voltage, I guess it could send probably 60 volts or something like that. I would have to look at the specs to kind of make sense of it, but it's a specialized product. I ain't mad at them for that. I wonder if it will ever go on sale for like 99 bucks or something. Yeah, I wish there was a way to click the comment and it goes away after 15 seconds or so. Yeah, I guess that would be slick. You should email them. Like, hey, can you? They will probably implement it. Hey, I can. Good to see you. Compact device can't expect it to be perfect in all aspects. Yeah, I dig it. I got a refurbished 240 for 472. Nice, nice. That 240 was interesting to me, but my dilemma is I don't need more capacity, watt hours. I need more watts. I need more inverter power. But that 240 has always been intriguing. It's intriguing for sure. The 150 is intriguing. The 150 was like 379 or something crazy like that. Like 1.5 kilowatt hours for 300, 400 bucks is crazy. It's crazy. So maybe they have some better protection in there. I'll try charging again in a day or two. I don't think you should wait that long. I'd give it a couple hours and it should be fine. Not a lot, bro. I stay on the solar chase. I think that. Hey, Darlene. Joe Trot, what's happening? Just home from work. There's a tornado watch in my county until that's crazy, man. I'm intrigued by tornadoes, but I'm scared of them too. I respect them for sure. I would never want to live anywhere where they had tornadoes ever. What's going on, Sleeper? Yep, had to ship it back first, and one day after they received it, okay, got your money back. They were super nice. Dude, that's what's up. Hopefully they get it together. They actually have a full line of products that, like, some stuff I've never even seen. Wayne be sending this stuff to me. He was like, why do I know more about this stuff than you? And I was like, man, I don't have time to be into it all like that. I also have never been a window shopper. I'm extremely utilitarian, so I kind of look for stuff when it's my turn. If it ain't my turn, I'll be chilling. I'll be chilling. Do you know of any refurbished solar generators? Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about, Jessica Rabbit. Hello. AliExpress.com seems to have this ebb and flow to their inventory for refurbished devices from Bluetti. There are also refurbished devices that Ecoflow sells on eBay. I haven't quite figured out how to decipher how to get that to their refurbished store or their refurbished selection. I'm not really super vested, so I haven't looked into it. You can also possibly catch refurbished items on Amazon. I don't know if they still do that, but they do have like a refurbished store. I don't know how you get there. My rock pals, my OG rock pals that I gave away to a viewer, I think it was Darlene, I'm not sure. I bought that one renewed or refurbished. So they're out there, I guess. And then maxoak.net for like once. I don't know that they've ever came back in stock, but they were doing refurbished devices as well. I jumped on the GoLabs i200. It will replace my little Suoki S270. I kind of remember that device. That was one of the early devices that Hobotech reviewed when I was in my hunt for a portable power station. It's the little like blade looking one. But I got it for $129 during the Bluetti launch of the AC30. Okay, that ain't bad. That's not bad at all. All in the soil. What's happening? What's happening? How's life going, man? You guys getting it together over there? It's good, Silver Surfer. Good to see you, man. Oh, I'd charge it now, but I left it at the warehouse. There you go. You're leaving your work at work. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Anytime people say thanks with coins, it's a good time. Good time. Thank you so much. I've lived here since 2004 and have not seen a tornado. The western part of Tennessee is a lot more flat, more likely to have them. Interesting. I was actually looking at Tennessee for a place to relocate to because it would be a little closer to my family in the Inno. I'm from New Orleans. But I don't know. I was kind of looking at Nashville, but somebody was, and I'm sure any place is okay, but somebody said it's kind of an event town. So I don't know if I want to live in another, like, everybody's coming there for the stuff kind of place. I'm not into that. Nice. I agree. If the inverter was higher, it would have been a real competitor. So hopefully they'll keep coming out with stuff in that particular line. I'm really unenthused by the like the grand to $1,200 space. I don't really see a whole lot going on in that space. You might as well jump up to like an AC 200p or an AC 200 Max for an extra few $100s. By extra few, I mean like six. You're welcome, Jessica Rabbit. I lost Setsight's comment. They have the ED150, 240, AC50S renewed right now. Who's they? AliExpress or Max Oak? You don't want Memphis. The crime is really high there. Yeah, that's funny. I guess, yeah, I'm going to stay away from that one. The only thing I think of when I hear about Memphis is like, what's the guys? Dang it, it escapes me. Juicy J, DJ Paul, and Lord Infamous, 3-6 Mafia. That's what I think of. I like this song with Cash Money. I enjoy that video very much. I actually just checked out that video maybe about 6 months ago. I don't know what it's called. I call it Player Why You Hating because that's what they say during the chorus, but it's called something else. It's like, I'm getting lost here. Let me focus. Find you a place in the boonies. I'm not a boonies guy. I'm a city boy. I don't know if I want to be in the boonies. I mean, I get the benefit. I get the benefit for sure. But I can also, like, I'm an introvert, so I can also be by myself. But I don't think that would sit well with me and my sensibilities. I don't feel comfortable out in the boonies. Like, I I want to say black paranoia, but I have inner city paranoia, and not in the worst way. I'm just saying, like, growing up in a city that was so kind of volatile, I'm always, my head is always on a swivel for the most part. So I don't feel, I don't feel safe. And this is not based on anything. Let me hide my comment. It's not necessarily based on anything in particular. I don't know that I would feel safe out in the woods. I don't know if I would feel safe. I'm too like, yeah, I don't think so. Everything's good. Okay, Setai is saying Max. Oh, but I assume you tried to add them to the actual cart because we have to. They look like they be there, and I'll be getting all excited, and then they're like, "Nah, fam." I put in maxnet.net. Weirdo. This one here, bezeled out. Now that song is in my head. Oh man. Let's see. I'm definitely gonna be listening to that song after the live is over. Shoot, I don't see the refurbished section anymore. There it goes. Sold out, 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 sold out. I don't see it. Oh no. I'm doing okay. My wife has been kind of quiet today, so I'm not sure where she's at. But she's kind of like sluggish today, but I'm doing fine. I got no complaints. What's up, James? Good to see you, man. James, I got so close, man. I was telling Wayne, I feel like I'm working too hard to like try and help James out. I'm working hard, man. I was this close. Bean Energy actually sent me a link to some cells that were like $51 or something like that. I was like, man, that could work. And then, you know, the generosity of, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't want to put it all out there, but they went like that super fast. Yeah, same here, same here. I take it all back. It looks like the listens are messed up still. Tricky. Yep. Man, if you move to the boonies, you could have so much solar. Yeah, right. What would my quality of life be, though? One day I want to be in the middle of nowhere, totally off grid, as long as UPS and FedEx can still find me. It could be you, not me. Everything okay. Last 2 months because they are no longer using that site. Interesting. James is the plug, man. I hear Tennessee. I think Arrested Development. Yes. Take me a place. That's funny. There's a song by 2%. There's a song by Toby Nwigwe. It's pronounced, it's spelled Nwigwe or something like that. He has a song called Caged Birds. And there's a girl, his producer, and I think his sister-in-law or something like that. She's rapping on there. And it gives me Arrested Development vibes. You should check it out. Toby Nwigwe, Caged Birds. It's a good jam. Dude's a nice artist too. He has a couple songs that we rock with. All right, see ya. Out here in Missouri, there's a lot of land that is pure forest, but still technically suburbs. So you can be in the forest, but still in the city. That's interesting, man. I feel like I need to find a Missouri vlogger then. That sounds like that would be a dope place to see visually from the lens of somebody who lives there. That's interesting. Per a Bluetti employee in Nevada. I gotcha. Hey, Lila Presti. We're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. I hope I can help, man. I'm working on it. News article about solar panels. Researchers at Stanford build solar capable of harvesting energy both day and night. Yeah, we'll see. That's kind of like what's old boy's channel? They are, yeah. I rock with them. I'm super picky with music, so I don't really rock with all his music. But I like dude. I kind of like how he rocks. He had this whole premise, Toby Nwigwe, where he said, you know, he was like, sell merchandise, not music. And I went to go check out his merchandise, and his merchandise was a little weak. I was a little shocked. I was like, okay, I guess he's getting that touring money, so it's not about merch anymore. What's the guy's name? Undecided with Matt Farrell, I believe. He's always talking about the future stuff coming out and how it impacts the landscape. And it's really along the lines of like sustainability and tech and all that jazz. Very polished channel. I'm pretty sure he has like quite a few subscribers if he hasn't crossed the million yet. I'm gonna check in a second. But he's always talking about that futuristic stuff, him and 2-Bit Da Vinci. But I can't get into it because it's like it has no benefit. Like I don't just want to be in a loop about stuff that could potentially come and could work out. It's like I'm over that phase in my life. I used to be like a super tech like junkie in terms of like reading all the blogs and Engadgets and Gizmodos and the BGR and CNET and all that jazz. It's just like it has no practicality and no practical application. I don't need to be in the loop that much. Decided with Matt Farrell. That's always, yeah, he's at 846,000 subscribers. And his intro music is fire. I love his intro music. I commented on one of his videos like, please don't change his music. I guess I could show y'all. Let's see. Share screen. Let's just do my second monitor for a change, right? Let's pop it up. That's his channel. Undecided with Matt Farrell. Look, home. Can y'all see that? Home wind turbine, fast charge in minutes. This was a good video. Why don't cars have solar panels or something like that? The problem with Tesla roofs, micronuclear. It's like, when is that stuff gonna happen? Who knows? So I don't really watch a whole lot of his stuff. And then the other channel is called 2-Bit Da Vinci. He did a good video that I shared on the community tab about the war on solar. It was a really good, like, nuanced, the war on residential solar over here. Yeah, the truth about wind turbines. That's probably a good one to check out, Setai. All right, let's remove that. I watch his channel, but the stuff is too high price for me. Like, I'm about that DIY life right now. Not that Tesla roof. I ain't mad at that. At all. New product alert. New Duracell just released. Old unit was heavy and lead acid. New unit is lithium based, but it's way too high at $7.99. It's called the Duracell Power Block 500. Yeah, I guess they'll get people to buy it. I look at the map. I live about 20 minutes south of Alexandria, LA, next to National Forest, close to town, but it feels far away and quiet. That's what's up, man. That's cool. Like it may not be, maybe I'm again basing it on something else, but I'll watch like Alaska's Last Frontier or whatever, and they'll talk about, or whatever shows that I watch, and when they venture onto someone's property, they may say like, you have to be really careful. I've seen this thread a lot of times in these shows that I like to watch, where it's like, you have to be careful approaching someone out there, because people are out there by themselves for a reason. You know what I mean? It's like, everybody ain't all, you know, so I don't know about being out in the boonies. I'm not sure about that one. I also lived in DC for a minute, where you had to drive like 45 minutes to get everywhere. It wasn't necessarily that bad, but it was bad. And I don't know if I want to be 30, 45 minutes away from city life. I feel like, I don't know. We're going to figure something out, but I don't think the boonies is it for me. What do you think of SIG's panels, besides the fact that they are very expensive? They are very expensive. I like them, but I don't like the form factor that they come in these days. I was actually looking at and intrigued by the SIGs by Rich Solar, because it's one of the few affordable ones, and they're still expensive, but it's one of the few affordable ones that are out there But I think the thing that threw me off of them, I wasn't going to buy one. The thing that threw me off was the form factor one. And then I think it has sticky stuff built into it. And that just felt weird. So I like it. I was looking at Renogy has a 100-watt black flexible panel that I kind of want to check out. But I'm just curious. There's so much stuff Renogy has that they don't have videos on the internet. But I don't know if I want to spend my coins to get it. So yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I think that is cool. My understanding, because Will is the first person who introduced me to him. He didn't introduce me personally, but he made the video. He put him on this golf cart, as I'm sure many of you know. I thought that was sweet. I ordered a motor, gonna start 3D printing stuff for a wind turbine today and do a video, hoping I can get 100 watts at least. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be cool. Duracell is committed to remaining in last place. I own one and it's so antiquated. I don't really understand their approach. So James is saying that they updated it, right? And I think their approach is they want to take advantage of people who are like strolling through these aisles in Sam's Club and they need something. And that's what's there for them. Because I'm sure like that Aviva brand sells stuff. There's people who even have the Duracell, the first one, you know what I mean, with the super heavy battery. So there's a market out there. But I get what you're saying. They're not pushing the envelope. I understand completely. I'm torn on city versus country, mainly because family is all in the city for reasons. And I don't envy a 1 to 2 hour from the grandparents with little ones running around. Listen, man, we are like 17 hours away from one set of our grandparents. Now, in my mind, I say that as Charfarmaid. Is it like, should I tighten it up like Charfarmaid or Charfarmaid? That's how help me out there. I just saw that you were streaming. Hey, everyone. Good to see you. I'm glad to have you around. All right. I do have a list. The 320 watt panel, it's doing okay. It's doing okay. I can't complain. It hasn't been super sunny here, so I haven't really been able to clock a whole lot of speeds that are similar to what I saw on the day that I put the video out. Even that day wasn't particularly sunny. I think I don't have sun until like a full sunny day until like Monday. So it actually might snow here again on Saturday and Sunday. But I tell you one thing, we have a lot of bright days here. It's overcast a lot, but it's not like dark, like thunderstormy or whatever. So I get power. I get from these 200 watt panels, I get about 20 watts. So that's good enough for me. I'm not complaining. I got 4 of those dips, right? You know what I mean? So that's 80 watts. And if I wanted to like really go hard in the paint, I could double up stuff and use parallel cables to get more power. I'm not committed to that like you read about. That's a quote from Live Free or Die Hard. Here I go leaving comments up, right? But I went down there one time and it was giving me like 80 watts. It'll get up there on a bright day and I'm not complaining. How you doing, baby? Man, what you want to eat tonight? Whatever I go get is the answer. I don't know what I want to go get. I'm just kind of bored with people who cook food and it's not a good look. We used to have a Carrabba's nearby. I wish we still had one nearby. I wish we had one close, but we do not. They had this dish called the chicken trio that we really enjoy. It was like Santa Fe chicken, chicken marsala, and chicken brine. And you would get 3 little servings of it. I was told that, I was informed, I was put in the loop by one of my Caucasian friends at work. I'm telling you, man, you know, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, they are resourceful in the work environment because, you know, we tend to work around a lot of WPs. WP is my shorthand for, you know, my Caucasian brothers and sisters. I say that with love. It's just shorthand. But Carrabba's, typical like chain restaurant, but those 3 dishes, the mashed potatoes, they're good. I like it. The first letters of my first name, I gotcha. And then I make and create things, hence my business name, Sharfar Made. Okay, from in my brain, I try to equate everything to having to be spoken a certain way. But sometimes it ain't that deep. I have to remind myself of that sometimes. Pecron Solar on sale for $89. True Sine Wave. Also the Marlboro True Sine Wave unit for 50% off coupon. Fantastic starter unit. I guess I would have to look at them. But that Latake or Latte, that one was nice looking. I was intrigued. So maybe these are nice looking too. If you could do me a favor, James, just comment those things after the video so that I can go back and kind of look at them and then put a link in the joint. I've been falling behind with putting links in things. I like to do timestamps a lot because I think that's helpful to people on these lives so they can kind of jump around. And I like to go to videos that have timestamps because, it helps me instead of abandoning the video, I can kind of find what I'm looking for, right? I make no apologies for that, sir. Okay, the Logitech came in today, all good. It's like that non-regulated, man, really pushed me off. I definitely don't want any more 300 watt hour power stations for me personally, like purchasing them, but not having it be regulated kind of that ruined it for me. The Renogy panel is doing good. Speaking of Renogy, let's kind of go down that path for a second. Renogy, I just noticed on Facebook, the Book of Faces, Renogy has a 500 watt panel, and I was like, interesting. And they have a 450 watt panel. Listen to me, y'all. It's a 4 something. That 500 watt panel is $1,100. I was like, what Renogy doing out here in these streets? Renogy be taxing folks, man. How you gonna charge $2 a watt for a rigid panel? You shouldn't even be charging $1 a watt for a rigid panel once you get that big. I don't know what's going on over there, but those cats are bugging. I mean, R&D, whatever, but sheesh, double the price for. And it's big. I could see if it was a little more compact. Now, I don't have a 500 watt panel to compare it to because I'm just not in the loop like that. But I thought that was like wild. That was wild. Jeez. Later. Curious, are you still on Wi-Fi? I noticed some low quality video there for a minute. Audio is perfect though, which is so much more important. That's interesting. I haven't got the notice, but I am on Wi-Fi. I don't have a wired solution I could implement. I'd have to run cable, and I'm not going to do that. We've gone live all of these times. I think what's going on is I'm dealing with interference. My router has an auto channel select, and I'm on 5G, right? The 5 gigahertz. I shouldn't say 5G, but whatever. I'm on the 5 gigahertz spectrum, and I don't know those channels as well as I know the old like 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. So I don't know which one to pick. I actually went into my router today to see about changing the channels, but because I didn't know, I was like, I'm not gonna mess with it. But I think that's what's going on. Maybe they auto switch me to a channel that's getting interference and slowing down my speeds. Because when I do a speed test, I'm getting 100 up and 100 down. Because I have Verizon Fios. But my wife has TV on for the kids, and they don't have their screen time yet. But their screen time runs right into when we start doing these lives. It's 6:55. They typically have screen time around 7:30. So maybe it doesn't. But I'm looking good now, I suppose. And actually, I watched the video back. It wasn't as bad. There was some moments in there the quality was like really like, but it was okay. I didn't feel as annoyed as I would normally feel if I had bad quality on the stream. Ivor, are you saying not to post deals until after the video? Oh, no. I'm not saying that. You can share the deals in here, but I can't do anything necessarily with them unless I like deviate to go look them up. I'm saying that after I'll have time then to look them up and then I can post them. I guess I could post them now. 2%, if you're around, you could look into it. I'm kidding. I'm not, you're good money. Wow, regarding the Energy 500, must be the one to use their name for those RVers that want a large panel. That's crazy to me, man. 500, like it's double. $500 is expensive for a 500-watt panel. Like, are you kidding me? It's been clear ever since I made that comment. Thank you, sir. I saw that too, but only on my TV, but my phone is clear. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna have to figure it out for sure. What do you think of about this Omni 120 and 240 watt panels on Kickstarter? Well, they call them the all-in-one solar charging stations. Wayne has shared that. Wayne shared that with me. I can't remember what I told him about that. I had a thought on it in a moment. They look impressive. They do a lot of stuff. If I'm thinking about the same thing you're talking about, let me search my Telegram. This feels weird. Hey, Ivan, be careful, buddy. You hear me? Be careful. Boom, 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 boom. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it that way because it was a link. I don't know. Listen, I don't necessarily consider myself the kind of person to have like folding watt panel money. Nor do I have reasons to like have folding watt panels. I don't live like a mobile lifestyle. But thinking about it within the context of other people, if we're talking about the same panels, I was impressed with the amount of things that they had on the panel. They had like, I think it was like 5525, 5521. They had USB-C. They had Anderson. They had, it's like it was packed. So it was interesting and intriguing for sure. That Renogy panel was 40 by like 88 tall. So let's go that way. I think it was like 88 by like 46 or something like that. Is it still around here somewheres? Don't start getting loud, guys. Close this for now. Can one person move it around? I feel like one guy maybe, but it would be you can move it around, but I have to carry my stuff upstairs and stuff like that. So it's only like 3 or 4 steps, but I'm sure you can move it around. Anybody can manage anybody can manage most things for a little bit as it relates to solar. It's probably like 50 pounds or something like that. I thought I had this stuff up. I feel like I see LVP around here somewhere. What's going on, sir? Good to see you. Tardy to the party. How's everything going, LVP? Everything going all right? I thought I was crazy listing some 395s for $200, right? You know what I mean? It's like these panels are really inexpensive. Once you cross over so in the camera industry, I guess, I don't know if it's limited to the camera industry, you have like consumer and then prosumer and then professional. I feel like in solar, you have like consumer and then like home installations. And once you get into like that business home installation, panels start to get really inexpensive comparatively. $550 watts. It's almost 4 by 8, massive to move with one person, especially if there's wind. That's a good point. This Renogy panel is like a little like flimsy in terms of the wind blowing. I can feel it like bucking a little bit. Only when I move it. I don't have any issues like having it leaned up against something. But it's definitely not as sturdy feeling as like my Renogys that are smaller. or even my 190s and my 200s. It's not as sturdy. I actually still have a 190 in my garage, and I still have the 180 from Bouge RV in my garage. Those are the only rigid panels that I have that aren't in use, which is, I did a video about over paneling. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to put that out soon. I'm going to put it out real soon on Patreon. Patreon is where people who, one, keep up with the Patreon get to see videos earlier, and people who support the content via a monthly contribution, they get to see the videos earlier as well. So I'm going to put that up on Patreon, and then it'll be released in like the next like week or so for everybody else. But I have some thoughts on over paneling. It's a short video. It's probably like 2-3 minutes. I felt like the Renogy, what video I just put out? What video just put out yesterday? Oh, the Renogy panel, the outputs. I felt like that video was so short. And not even like short in terms of, it's almost like, I feel like I packed so much into a video that it feels longer than it is, but I felt like that one was really short. Like, man, but I couldn't make it any longer. I didn't have anything to elaborate on. It was just like, it is what it is. Like, boom, 200 some odd watts. That's what it gets. I didn't. And people be like having like 12-minute long videos, 16-minute long videos about one thing, and I'm just like, how do you do that? How do you make it so long? I don't know how to do it. My wife tells me what our vlog channel, which we haven't posted a video to in a long time. I kind of want to get back to it. I've been thinking about how to get back to it. But she's like, you're too, like, you go too hard in the paint. So because this is my channel, I don't have to like answer to that. I don't have to like, I could just edit and cut and be tight to the point. And with family stuff, it's a little more casual, but I still want, because if you're trying to grow a channel, you need to try and get to the point, right? And not be meandering all over the place. But anywho, I just felt like it was a short video. See what y'all snapping and trapping about. I don't know how to make videos short. I added a pure sine inverter to my OG Duracell. How did you do that? Did you just go 12 volt, or did you do something kind of like super savvy? Oh yeah, that's just not good. You're right. The foldables are great with vacation, with VOC, but 3 times the cost is just too much. They're about $2 a watt, I guess. Double, I would see that. But maybe when you think about how cheap rigid panels can be, they kind of do come out to being 3 times the cost, especially with some others. Somebody, we were talking on the last live about how was it Ecoflow has like $1,100 400 watt panels, which is just the chain, completely off the chain. Let me see what Duracell is talking about. You make it long with a lot of and ah. Those things be in there, but even still, I'll take like an 8-minute long video, and even with cutting out the and and all that, it wouldn't drop it down that much, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm like surgical, but I don't know, man. Anywho, expansion port on the back, but I guess okay, cool. So busy editing other clients. Bro, on a break. I dig that. Let's see here. Okay. I talked about that. So my overall panel situation, I have all these power stations, right? But I have a bunch. I only really have 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have like 4 power stations that can actually take in more than 100 watts of solar. The EB120 can, the Bullbat can, my EB70 can, and my Ecoflow can. I feel like my EB70 is about to die. Let me kind of address that. Hold on one second. I'm still here, but I just need to unplug it. and plug it into something else. I hate plugging stuff into the wall, man. Let me keep it a buck. I hate it. Come on, man. Stop trying to electrocute me. I hate plugging stuff into the wall. I hate it. My light is running off of the Jackery, and my camera, my Canon T3i, is running off of the Jackery. But the Jackery only has 2 ports, and I didn't feel like getting like a whatever or anything to put the monitor on it to. So I have these 4. The Mylan is supposed to be able to take in up to 120, but we know that don't. I was actually talking with Auntie Blessings. I'm gonna try doing the Mylan. I don't know if Setite did this, but I'm gonna try doing the Mylan with 2 100-watt Renogy panels and put them in parallel instead of using a 200-watt panel. So I have 4, give or take, 190-watt panels, 5 if you include the Boujarvie that I just got. And I only have 4 power stations that can use that power, which is why I have 2 panels that are in the garage. So then I got all these other power stations that basically max out at 100 watts or 60 watts, right? Excuse me. Which sucks. It sucks. It does. I just feel like I'm wasting power. I can't even, like, I thought about putting a 200-watt panel on the, what's that thing? The Oops. But I'm too scared that's going to break it. You know what I mean? I'm scared that over paneling it, quote unquote, is going to mess it up, man. So I need more power stations because I hate wasting potential. That's why I power dump so much. But with all these panels, man, I really wish I had the power stations to take advantage of it. And then that would give me a situation where I could kind of test more efficiently because I don't want to miss out on the solar power because that's my whole goal. I want the power from the sun. I'm greedy. But because I don't have power stations that can suitably fill in for other power stations, I sometimes don't do as much testing as I can. I will tell you this is relates to just output. Hey guys, don't be so loud, man. I will tell you this, as the sun comes out more and more, I find myself recording more videos. And then I love the fact that I have like the Patreon situation where I can share videos that don't necessarily have to be optimized for YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like I can still get that stuff out. And to be clear, guys, I do share stuff over on the Patreon that you don't have to pay for. You just go to the page, you find AskIve Solar, and there's stuff there that you can view that does not get posted to YouTube. Just to be clear. What's going on, brother Dwayne? What does that say? UrbanNoSale.net. That's interesting. That's an interesting approach to a name. I don't know. It hasn't even shipped yet. Who knows? Greetings. I'm working my way backwards. You guys may or may not have seen the post for the Ecoflow River is on sale. The Ecoflow River Pro is also back at Costco. I see it all the time. I feel like if you're ever curious, you just have to keep track of it, but it's always over there. And then it's always not over there, like ebbs and flows. I even saw the Ecoflow Delta Pro was over there for like $3,000. And I was just like, that's interesting. It's like whole $600 cheaper than what Amazon has it for, right? I'm still waiting on my battery from that. I'm looking forward to that. I still haven't found a Bluetooth. I haven't been looking for a Bluetooth enabled AC, what's it called? Power outlet controller thing that I want to get for this Ecoflow. That's going to solve some problems for me. Getting an extra battery is going to solve some problems for me because the battery capacity is not high. I talked about that in another live. I just need to go back and put timestamps in that live for that, so I won't rehash that here. We talked about that. All right. So Bullbat, right? I've been looking, actually, I could pull that up. I've been checking for 40. What kind of LVP? Did you watch my last video where I was like, what you doing, baby? I said a little more inno than that in the video, but I thought y'all get a kick out of that. Not many people understand that reference point, but it was a good time. Got a little chuckle out of that. Dang it. What's the best way viewers can help you? Is affiliate stuff bigger than the paid Patreon? Make sure you click your links. Okay, how can people support me? Let's talk about that for a second. You can support the channel in many ways. Many ways. Man, it's a lot of ways. First and foremost, watching the video helps, right? Watching the videos, keep it a buck. Starting your video, your viewing session with one of my videos is helpful, because then YouTube attributes all of that viewing to me, or whoever you start your session with. Clicking the like button is helpful for videos. It's all things you don't have to pay. You don't have to spend no coins or anything. That supports the channel. Commenting on a video is engagement, right? Watching the whole video, even if you get bored with it, just hang tight for your boy. Watch the whole video. Those are good viewing signals to YouTube that allows YouTube to share my videos with more people. Watching a video that gets shared at the end of my video, of one of my videos, like clicking that end card screen, that's helpful to the channel. Sharing videos with people who you think would be interested in the content, not somebody who wouldn't, people who kind of already rock with this style of content, that helps the channel. Now, I have people who want to say things directly with them coins, which I appreciate greatly. I have CashApp. That's what that is right there. That's my CashApp tag. People do send me CashApps. I'm forever thankful to that. I think I got like $5 last night because I was talking to somebody and I answered the question for them, and she sent me $5. Thank you for that. I have Zelle, I have PayPal, I have a PayPal.me link. All of this stuff is typically in the description of my video. I think I have something else or another, but all the stuff is down in there. When you click affiliate links from like Amazon, that's helpful to the channel. I get like a few coins off of that. That supports the channel. And then Patreon is a different thing because it's monthly. Patreon is about people who like enjoy the content so much that they want to see they want to give like a steady amount of money every month. I know monthly is a tough thing. That's why I'm not pushing that on y'all. It's really, and I'm also not super interested in making all of the content paid content. You know what I mean? So it's like, but people who want to support the channel on a monthly thing, that's what Patreon is about. And then you get perks because of that. And there are tiers. I actually been meaning to remove the $25 tier because I don't want that to be linked to Patreon. That's a weird tier. But you can support there as well. I thought about something like buy me a coffee. I wish there was a site called buy me a burger because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love burgers. Like a solid $12 if you want to contribute to your boy getting something like he could enjoy. I love burgers, man. I love them. So that is how you can support the channel. There are like non-paid options, and there are options that include them coins. That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. That ain't no vernacular. I be in here telling my wife Earl and Spurled instead of oil and spoiled. She can look at you like, babe, stop. Okay, I answered that. Cool. My wife said she even heard me talking about it just now, and she was just like, she rolled her eyes or something like that. I think that covers all of the supporting stuff. I can't think of anything at the moment. I may have forgotten one thing. My bad. You guys got real quiet on the support portion of the video. Oh, that's funny. Behind the scenes. the solar. Yeah, that could be like I could make videos like that for YouTube, but that would probably be stuff that I would put on Patreon, just like super casual videos, which I have I done? I don't know. I also share stuff on Instagram as well. You guys could follow me on Instagram. There's some cool like little short videos I do over there that are like again not suitable for YouTube. YouTube is really about like helping people and making content specifically for people who are into a particular thing. And then there's like the algorithm that wants to push it. So me like I put the showing all my panels on YouTube because I felt like that would be a good short to make. But when I just walk outside and I may say like, yeah, these panels are right here. I kind of want to move them over there. And when they move over there, they'll get this much sun. That's not a YouTube video in my mind. That's like an Instagram, like community type of thing. That's what I wanted to talk about. Let's swing back to the overall panel update. I have two 100-watt panels on my back porch. But again, it's back to this idea that I don't have a power station to take advantage of it. So I want to be able to take those two panels down and put one 200-watt panel back there. So I'm not having to move two panels around throughout the day. I only move them twice. It's nothing major. They face east in the morning, and then I kind of bring them to face south like around midday. And they pretty much sit there because my house kind of starts to block them from seeing the sun. But I would love to have just a 200-watt panel back there, like maybe the Bourgeois V180, but I have nothing to plug it into. And I feel played plugging a 180, 190-watt panel into something that maxes out at 200 watts. I feel played doing that. That's what yeah, anyway, y'all just gonna have to wait for it, but yeah. We need 9 more likes. What? Oh, okay. Maybe I can't really see the likes here. Have you tried splitting yet? What if you run a panel in parallel to 2 stations? I don't know I don't know how to do that. What would I do? I don't follow how that would work. I don't even understand how it would technically work with what an MPPT would need to charge the battery. So if 18 volts are coming into the panel and the MPPT needs at least 10, at least. But ideally, because my understanding is you need the voltage to match what the battery's going to get to, right? I could be wrong. But if you're splitting that voltage between 2 things, what are they going to do? Like halfway charge? I don't see it as being practical. But I'm just a guy who's into solar, learning about stuff, a little savvier than most, but a lot less savvier than the people who are savvy, right? Let me see if you're going to have a response to type. MC4 parallel cable. I'm trying to visualize that. Then what would you do? So you could go one panel, inverse the cables, right? And then you end up with 4 wires going out instead of to 2 panels. So you have boom, that power is going out to 2 parallel cables into 2 power stations. I'm moving the wrong way. So you would go then MC4 to your respective, maybe it has to like crisscross like that, right? So you have MC4 going to your respective power station. I don't know, man. I think you should try it. I'd watch that video. It would probably be like 22 minutes long, 14 minutes long, 16 minutes long, but I'd still watch it. Oh man, what'd you have for dinner, Joe Trot? The MPPT should try to find the ideal voltage in amperes. 2 MPPTs might fight each other, but that's why I'm curious what will happen. I can't know until my Renogys come. I gotcha. So overall, like I wanted to talk about because we had a couple deals that I shared. Somebody made a good catch on one of the deals. I was talking to Auntie Blessings about that. We've had like about 3 or 4 deals on power stations that I've shared. And let's just kind of chop it up about this idea of like when to buy and when not to buy, right? Because I know as much as the next person, it's hard to pass up a sale. That's why I got the Mylan. That $250 in reality, I think it's going to, kind of technically go towards the AC200P, right? So I spent $250. If that device had worked out, I would have spent $250 on a 600 watt hour device when I could have spent $700 really on a 2000 watt hour device, right? So I think we need to start being a little more strategic about when we buy these devices that are on sale and what purpose they will serve for us and how will they enhance our solar situation. What's up, buddy?
So, can I? My phone's at 3%.
Ooh, you out here struggling in these streets. Oh, I'm going to have to pause for a second, and I won't introduce another subject until I get this squared away, what we're talking about. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. So now you're going to need a cable, a cable. Hey, just give me a moment. You're good in 15 seconds. I thought you were going to count out loud. Don't walk away, but I told you you're good in a few seconds.
Should be good now.
Is it 15?
Yeah.
Did you count quietly?
Yeah.
All right. Grab it carefully. Okay. Go sit down where you are, and then get settled in. I'll take that. Oh man, that's funny. The AC200P for 700 is just stupid cheap. Yeah, you're right. Stupid cheap. I should have bought one. I didn't have the money, but I should have bought one the first time it went on sale for Max Oak. I definitely should have got one. But I wasn't crazy about the AC200P. You know what I mean? I didn't. I had barriers to admission, but I don't have those barriers to admission anymore. Okay, buying power stations that are on sale. I'm sorry, the kiddos are distracting me. What's the problem, man? It should be. You may need to get a stool. Nice. Good job figuring it out. Ask mommy for help. So I was talking with Auntie Blessings about a device. I think she bought the i200 or something. The i200 from Go Labs was $170 minus $40, came down to $129. That is a very compelling price for a 260 some odd watt hour device, right? And I wasn't going to buy it. I actually emailed them to see if they would send it to me and the R500. And I emailed them from my Gmail account, which I have not checked because sometimes my askive.com gets thrown into spam. But we have to start asking our questions like, how will these things enhance? And some of the things I was talking with her about is, okay, so do you have another room or something? You think so? Well, I guess we're going to find out, but I'll turn it on. Maybe even putting like one of them on it would be helpful. It's on now. Like, will you be able to use that power station somewhere else? Because otherwise, look, take it from me, maintaining power stations. Okay, I have to back up a little bit. So let's take realistically, let's say you have the EB70 and then you have the Ecoflow River. Two good pairing, good devices to have. One has the longevity of LiPo, one has the super fast. For X? That's weird. I literally just turned it on. Try it again. iPhone is so stupid sometimes that in order to connect to the hotspot, you have to actually be in the settings in the hotspot menu in order for it to really work. It's so ridiculous. And it's ridiculous that you can't name your hotspot on your iPhone. There's like 13 of these things, 14 versions of the iOS, but I can't name my hotspot something different. iPhone is so stupid. It's so stupid. Rant complete. EB70, Ecoflow River, kind of best of both worlds, right? And let's say you have the Energizer, because that one was a nice little device. 250, I think, is the lowest that it's been. A good little acquisition. Charges at 60 watts, but you have the EB70 and the Ecoflow River that charge at up to 160 watts, higher on the Ecoflow because it doesn't have an 8 amp limit. You have three of those devices, and then you have the Go Labs come along, or what else? The Sateki or whatever, and it's really inexpensive. I actually have a power station video coming out maybe tomorrow, depending on what the manufacturer wants to do. The Sev comes, it's like a big Bowden's. I showed you guys on one of the lives before. Those dips only charge at 60 watts, right? You can power dump into them, sure. But if you have a situation where you already have those three devices, and let's say you don't, because at that point, the highest watt output you have on your inverter is 600 watts, 700 watts with the EB70. Then is it better to take that money and kind of put it towards something bigger? I'm a big incrementalist, you know what I mean? I do these things at an interval. So what's $140? What's $170? But you do that a couple times and you could have had a monster, right? My situation is a little peculiar because I'm a content creator. So buying the Mylan was interesting because I could kind of get content from it and I could get the 600 watt hours. Hey, babe, is JoJo in the hallway? Okay, he's like right here and his phone is kind of loud. And it's distracting to me. I'm sure they can't even hear it. So it's tough to pass up these deals, but what I want, you guys to start considering is how useful will this be to me? Or am I going to be constantly just power dumping in from a device that has 700 watt hour capacity into a device that has 300 watt hours capacity? And is that worth it for you? Are you going to take that one in the car? Are you going to take that one up to the room that's dark to put a lamp in it? Are you going to put that one down in the basement? I want us to start having kind of like purpose for these acquisitions and not buying these things just so that we're adding them to the collection. Now, I'm a big fan of having multiple power stations in multiple zones. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, like, I want us to start being intentional about what we'll do with them and not necessarily grabbing a good deal just for the sake of grabbing a good deal. And I'm preaching to the preacher. Just saying, I say, because I'll spend $140, you know what I mean, easy, $160, $150, especially since I make a few dollars from YouTube, and especially since I'm a content creator. But I have to be mindful of that. That stuff adds up. $250 of the Mylan is going to go towards me having a beast of the AC 200p, right? I don't think, you know what I mean? It's like just being strategic, something to think about. I just wanted to kind of go over that. See what y'all snapping and trapping about. What's going on at ETC Lifestyle? FYI, to rename, go to the settings in the about change name there for the iPhone, but every time you reset networks goes back to the default. Yes, you can change the name, but then you got to change the name of your iPhone. A lot of people name their iPhone something silly like Ivan's iPhone, which, anyway. So you can do that, but your Wi-Fi network shouldn't be the same name. So think about that for a second. You walking through these streets in a freaking coffee shop, sure, you get kudos for not using the coffee shop's free Wi-Fi, but your iPhone is called John's iPhone. It's like, maybe anonymity or whatever, privacy is not important to you, but I think it's silly to have those two things tethered together. the iPhone name. Like my iPhone right now is called, I'm not even going to say, and the reason why I'm not going to say it, I've said it before, but there are Wi-Fi maps that you can look at that literally track every phone as it's creating a hotspot through the whole country. This stuff is really off-putting that people can see where you move because of how your hotspot bumps into other hotspots. And just to give you a little bit of a tech kind of, don't quote me on all this stuff because I'm not super deep in the research, but there was a time when your phone didn't necessarily have GPS. GPS wasn't necessarily a thing in phones, but Google still had the ability to kind of like figure out where you were and triangulate you and your location. It was super helpful when Google Maps kind of first came on the scene. The way that they could do that is because one, your cell phone triangulates, but they also started doing it from Wi-Fi scanning. And now that good thing, as we talk about a lot on here, that good thing that Google initiated has become a thing that if somebody wants to kind of infringe on your privacy and follow you around, there are ways in which they could do that very easily. Rob Braxman, a guy who I mentioned a lot on this thing, he actually talked about never turning your hotspot on, because as soon as you turn your phone's hotspot on, it's pinging off of other hotspots that are all telling people where this hotspot has gone and where it has been seen. How you doing over there? Just hanging out? Why don't you go relax? I feel like the kids should be fine. What? How are you struggling? Are you struggling in some way that relaxing doesn't remedy? Okay. It seems like you need like a evening or the weekend or something. All right. Good talk. All right. I sort of have pairs of power stations. Some live in the Faraday can for safekeeping, like my EB70, Alcatel CN505, and Little Sateki. That is very interesting. The only fault I found with the AC200P is that it's so heavy. I purchased a cheap $12 roller platform at Harbor Freight. I dig that 100%. I was looking at those things on one of the other lives before. The river and the Suoki, while no fun are out for use charging and running a thing. Is okay, I gotcha. I hear you 100%. This other thing that I wanted to talk about, it's not necessarily solar related, but I think it's intriguing. I'm looking into portable monitors because right now I have this Dell 24-inch HD monitor, which means it's like 19 something by 1080 or whatever. It's cool. I actually got it for free, I think. I think I got this monitor for free from the marketplace. The guy who I got it from, he lived in a very nice community. I was like, man, I had a little life envy, just a little bit. I was like, man, I wonder what this dude does for a living. So I'm looking into portable monitors. And the reason why I'm looking into portable monitors is because I want something that can run off of USB-C for power. Because if I could get a monitor that runs off of USB-C, then I'm not using power and losing power through the AC conversion process, which can be like 15%. So I think that that's dope. And I was talking to my wife. I don't buy a whole lot of stuff. I'm pretty like whatever. And she was like, yeah, you should just get it. Now, the reason why she was like that is because a lot of times for productivity during my workday, I need two monitors. I'm used to having them, and I don't bring my laptop into the living room. And it would be helpful to bring my laptop into the living room because then I could be closer to the kids and I don't have to get up so much in the mornings when I'm kind of rocking out by myself. So that portable monitor will be able to run from hopefully the USB port of this laptop right here. This laptop is not necessarily the fanciest in terms of USB technology, USB-C technology. So it may work off of one cable, it may not. If it doesn't work off of one cable, I'll have to plug a cable in for video and another USB-C cable in for power. That's fine. I'm not it is what it is. At some point, I'll find a laptop worthy of my money because I haven't found one yet. I bought this one used off of the marketplace for a really good deal. But because of me being into solar, I'm into, which is an interesting thing I was talking to Setite about today. I'm into this idea of not running things off of AC because it uses more power, right? It's Setite. We kind of figured it out. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I don't think I pronounced your name right. And I had thought about like, Midianite and, Amorites, the Jebusites. And I was like, I'm probably saying that wrong. And he was like, yeah, most people get it wrong. It's actually tight, like a people. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. My wife said she's going to call you Satit. um, so the ironic thing about all of that, about all of this, is there was a lady who was selling a USB-C monitor for cheap. It was like a Dell 28-inch something for like $150 or something crazy. And I had a couple questions for her. And by the time I was like weighing into something like that, somebody bought it. But I didn't have a computer that could use it. So I would literally have been future proofing myself because I knew I was in the market for a monitor. But I hadn't bought a computer for another like 6 to 8 months. But I was thinking about like, man, I should have gotten that USB-C monitor. And, I talk about there's a season that we're kind of coming out of where our coins were tight. Just recovering from like those financial downturns in the market and stuff like that. Not the market, but the society. Like there was like the one that happened with all the housing stuff. And then it was the one that kind of like just happened maybe like 3 years ago or something like that. So we were like recovering. I don't know how long ago it was. But there was another one during the Obama presidency. I think it was when all of that financial stuff collapsed. And I had lost my job. So it was like, we were kind of coming up out of that. So coins have been really tight for a while. So it was like spending $130 on a monitor that I couldn't use. I had to not do it. But then 9 months later, I got a laptop that probably could have used it. So I like the idea, just to bring things full circle. I like the idea of being able to run stuff from DC, which is an interesting thing, right? I had a Samsung 19-inch monitor / TV that I broke. I used to run it off of my Bodens via a 5521 to 5521 cable with like let's just say with like one of these. I think this is 5525. Let me make sure I can see that. So I will run that directly off of the Bodens. The interesting thing about the Bodens, it has a modified sine wave inverter. So I didn't feel super comfortable running that TV off of AC, but I did it. You know what I mean? It was a 19-inch monitor. I think I paid like $20 for it off of the marketplace. The marketplace gives me a little bravado. You know what I mean? I could flex and test a little more when I get something off of the marketplace versus having paid full money for it, right? So I call myself trying to run it off of one of these because I feel like this is rated at like 20 volts, some odd amps, but that monitor was rated for like 15 volts. It was something weird. And I think this is what did it in, not the Bodens, but I think this is what did it in. So I'm a little hesitant to power. It's actually right over here. My son's Xbox is hooked up to it. And I paid like $20 for that one. It wasn't a whole lot. And I kind of want to test that over running it off of DC directly because, and I've talked about this before, but I want to bring the point home visually. And I don't think I have anything around here to bring that point home. Yes, it does. This thing right here, I've talked about this before. This is like a power adapter, has the typical computer port, and then you can see it goes to a barrel plug, right? The reason why these do this is because they're changing DC to AC. In a situation where we have all of these power stations and we have these 5521 cables and these USB-C ports, y'all know that I have USB-C to 8 millimeter 5521 cables. I have USB-C to 5521 adapters, right? I don't know if you can see that. My bad if you can't. But in a situation where you could take a USB-C cable, run it into one of these to get a barrel connector, and then put this adapter on here to go into a television that runs off of DC anyway, it's like you're not losing the power of AC converting AC to DC in the first place. So at some point, I'm going to try it again. I think my aim is going to be to try and get another TCL 32-inch TV off of the marketplace. I think the one I got was like $50, and it's like $150 TV, $140 TV, maybe $130 TV. I don't know, but I got it for a good price. I want to be able to get another one. One, because both of my kids will have the same type of TV, because right now they don't. One's a 32-inch. Both of the kids who game. That's what I mean. Like, you know, the two oldest are the ones who play the game. Both of my gamer kids will have TVs that are the same. And then we'll have a little more flexibility on. Because right now I have two Samsung monitors. Okay. I have two Samsung monitors. I got them both at a good price. I think I got one for 15 and I got one for 20. One actually takes a straight up AC adapter, which is cool. I ain't mad at that. And then one takes the AC to DC to barrel plug. So that's the one that I would be testing on. That's the reason why I got two, but we ended up using the monitors. Let me see what y'all snapping and trapping about. Somebody gave me some coins. Hi, I just bought another Boujar V180 5BB. Interesting. And it looks different than the first one. Do you know if they made changes to it? Interesting. I know there's a 180. Oh, wait. You said 5BB. That's, I don't know. Maybe they updated the 5 bus bar one in some way. That's really interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that one. It's different how? Is it smaller? Is it thinner? Is it, like, well, what's the difference? Help me out here. Good info. For some reason, it changes my hotspot name too. So all my neighbors don't know it's my iPhone. That's one of the available networks. They're tied together. That's the problem. That's what I don't like about it. I think it's weird. So here's a problem that I have with that, right, is I have multiple iPhones. This is just one reason why I have an issue with it. I have multiple iPhones that have service. They don't have service, that have had service over time. And I have all of my phones, even my wife's phone, any phone that has service, all of the hotspot settings are named the same thing. Let's just say it's TR or something like that. That way, when any of us have service and everybody's phones needs to connect to that person's hotspot, the hotspot is the same no matter what device you grab. So when my wife is in the car and she needs to give y'all get the point, right? She needs to give them internet. If I'm in the car and I get to give out the internet to everybody who needs it, we're at a hotel room and I need to give out internet, all of them have the same name, TR, for a good reason. What that means is all of my iPhones, if I have more than one iPhone, it has to have that name in it because you can't separate the device name from the Wi-Fi name, which I think is ridiculous. Nice. Let's see. That is my mindset. We are coming right up on 90 minutes. That is my mindset. 2 grab and go and 1 monster for a couple appliances at the home. So what Darlene is talking about is what I was talking about as it relates to the approach to buying the power stations. I feel like for me, I would want to have 2 monster devices and 2 portable ones. I just don't like that these smaller ones, they max out at 60 watts, man. That's why I like the little Rock Pals. Rock Pals is not regulated. It does not allow pass-through charging. but it charges at 72 watts, and that's better than 60. Anything is better than 60 if it's higher. And then that's why I like that Jackery 300, because it charges at 85 watts from a solar panel. The 60 watt stuff needs to go away. It needs to die. I probably shouldn't say die on this live stream because it's gonna mess up my my coins. All right, I'm going on an emo cruise in August. Emo like emo. I might need to pick up a small power station to explain the power in the room. Interesting. What does that mean? Elaborate. And what is an emo cruise? Just give me a little insight there. What's up, Wayne? Am I late again? Of course. That question has really got me kind of going. You know. Yeah. 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 It's not even the panel that I have. It's like the older 5BB panel. That one's a 9BB or 9 bus bar versus a 5 bus bar. So it's like their older panel. He bought one of their older panels, and the panel looks different than his first older panel, which is weird. I'll do something. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ever answer that. Gotcha. Yeah. A cruise created by a YouTuber. Emo Never Dies videos are his thing. So there will be a bunch of live concerts on the cruise. That is interesting. You have to tell me more about that. Cow dog kind of sore. It's saying hey to little mama. No, it's the same size. One has a fail strip that runs across the whole top, and the other only has foil. Fail. One has a foil strip that runs across the whole top furl, and the other only has foil or furl above 2 of them. Also, little diamond patterns on the first one. Oh, interesting. How long ago did you buy it? Because I had like a monocrystalline panel that used to have that stuff in the middle, and then I had like another one that didn't, or something like that. It was really interesting. Really interesting. Oh, real quick. The Bullbat. I have the Bullbat downstairs. I'm gonna email them tonight and see if they will send me the black one. They did not like my video where I critiqued their cable. I think the words he used was like, not cool, bro. But I'm going to email them anyway. And the reason why is because I don't know if I've made it clear, but that Bullbat is working. I've never had an issue with it. I had an issue with that cable. That cable would not charge the device from a rigid panel. I don't know why. The theory is that the polarities are changed. And I just feel like, I mean, you're a company that sells power stations. You have to test it with rigid panels. Not everybody's going to buy your folding panel. Their thing was, no, there's no industry standard for wiring MC4 cable. Fine, but it don't work for me. I have rigid panels. It sucks, but it works. I've never had an issue with that thing. I've had an issue with 2 oops, 2 big blues, an Ecoflow, Ecoflow river battery. You know what I mean? It's like in that big blue Bullbat. It's been crushing it. So they have a black one. It's not LiFePo. That sucks. But I would like to check it out. You know what I mean? It has 5525. So that means it's going to charge at a decent rate, because 5521 is capped a little lower. When something has 5525, it at least gets 100 watts of solar in. But I think it's rated for like 200. I wanted to show y'all. Let me show y'all real quick, and then we're going to get on out of here. Where is it? What do we got here? Boom. Let's do Amazon. I try to keep Amazon in one browser, but I just can't. I can't do it right now. Thanks, James. I appreciate that, man, so much. The super chat. That's what Nick Nimmin does on his stuff. He's a YouTube tip kind of person. And every time somebody sends him a super chat, he has this sound effect he plays called super chat. Oh, you know what? I think that's weird. Or do like lead attorney. Everything is like.
Yeah, I like that one.
Silly. Too much. He is so foul, man. Let's see here. One thing I don't like is when companies put all their stuff on one listing. I wonder why they do that. So they literally have all of their power stations in here. This is the one that I have, if it'll ever change. And man, this thing works. It works. 136 watts. The only thing is I think it's supposed to be, it's rated at 160. That's my understanding. What should we eat for dinner tonight, guys, while I figure this out? Yeah, see, it says with a max DC input of 160 watts. And I think what they're probably doing is if you have a higher voltage panel, you could probably get that 160. But I can't get that 160. Mine passes, it maxes out at 136. Now, this is their other one. I showed it to y'all a little bit. I'm pretty sure this one is lithium ion too. But I wanted to show y'all. See if this is where the images load. Okay, here they are. I think. Look at this input port. Can y'all see that? It says 5525, 220 watt max. Now, if I have to go off of their other power station, you're probably not going to see that 220 watts. What you will probably see is, dang, I got freaking James comment up here. My bad. What you will probably see is probably like 180 or something like that. I think it really is. You have to get that voltage just right to max out these devices. But man, 220 watts. I'm like, listen, fam. And plus, I like the fact that the stuff is at the front. The other Bullbat, everything is like, it's like this way facing instead of right here. All right, let's see if y'all got any questions. Then I'm gonna get up out of here. One a few months ago from Amazon. That's the one with the diamonds and more furrow. The other one I got from Boujar V the other day. Interesting. You should reach out to them. Their stuff is like, the support information is right on the back of my panel. So if you don't have it in your stuff, or you don't just have it easily available, then watch my Boujar V unboxing short, and their contact information is right there. I think it's like support at Boujar V or something like that. Oh, interesting. It's a scam. That's strong words. You know what? I kind of feel for these guys. I watched something that talked about this idea of like how cutthroat being on Amazon is. And something, if somebody decides that they want to review your product lower than it really is or whatever, like you can just be banished to like page 8 of the results. So they're really playing the Amazon game, and I can't be mad at that. I don't know if I would use the scam lingo. There's some people out here definitely trying to pimp the system for sure, like paying for reviews and stuff like that. But I feel you. They put the stuff on there, cheap stuff, take it off. But you think there are hundreds of sales when there isn't. I got you. Yeah, I feel you. I was about to go use the restroom, but blame it on the Wi-Fi. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm running over time. I've seen listings for batteries and other expensive electronics, and the reviews are padded with like $55 bathroom stuff. That's interesting. Now, I haven't seen that, but what I have seen is people have stuff on the same listings for multiple devices, and it does water down the reviews because you go down there to read a review, and that review is on some other things. So Techie does the same thing. They have their smaller device, and it's also in the same listing with their larger device. All right, y'all be beautiful. I'm out of here. I'm over time.